This is Ruth Meredith with HamptonRoadsBeekeepers.org. I put together one of my top bar hive kits from Beeline Apiary, and I just thought I'd show you what it looks like now that it's finished. One thing that I do with all of their kits that I get is I add a observation window. This doesn't take much to do. It's about a 30 inches by 6 inches piece of glass, and I'll show you as part of the video how I put that together. This is a 48-inch hive, and I also add the handles to it, and of course the hinges for the window. And as we come along this side, you can see that this one has 3 entrance holes along the long side of the hive. They say that's because you can cut this hive into 3 separate hives, 3 separate colonies. So far I haven't had any success doing that. One queen is always stronger than the rest of them, so all the bees migrate over there. But take a look at what's inside here. So it comes with this wonderful gabled roof that you put together. One design modification that I do is that you're supposed to put 2 12-inch by 48-inch boards in this lid here. And I had somebody that did that, and it makes it super, super heavy. So if you're in an area with lots of wind, maybe that's something you need to do, but not for me in this part of Virginia. I wrap the tin sides around, and then this part actually grips this part of the hive, so it stays on really nice and tight. The only time I have to strap it down is when we're getting a hurricane, and we do get a couple of those each year. But so this roof here is very lightweight to take off. And then the kit actually comes with 28 of the wider bars, not 28, 14 of the wider bars, and 14 of the narrow bars. And supposedly the thinking is that the brood will go on the skinnier bars that are 1 3/8, and that they will build honey on the wider bars 1 5/8. My bees didn't read the book, so they build it on whichever bar I put in the brood nest. So typically the arrangement would be that you would lay out all the wider honey bars on one end of the hive, and then the brood bars on the other end of the hive, and then start the colony in this brood area, opening up the holes as they need them. One other feature of this hive is 2 divider boards, and you use these to reduce down the hive size when you put in your nuke or your package of bees. I like to, what Christy Hemingway calls, make a bee bowl, and that's where you give them about the equivalent of 8 to 10 bars, and then you put the division boards in that section, and then she likes to start hers in the middle. I like to start mine on the end. So then you would have the package of bees or the nuke that you put in here go in this first section, and then as it grows you would move this divider board further down. One thing I like to do is also put the empty bars in between drawn brood comb, and that makes them draw it out nice and straight. Other people put all the empty bars close to the division board here on the end, but then most people find they get a lot of cross comb and they wonder what's going on with that. But that's, in my opinion, it's better to put the empty bars in the brood nest one at a time, or every other one if it's a heavy nectar flow at the time. So that's kind of what it looks like. There's the window there, and I wanted to show you how I attach that. I've tried many things for the attachment of the window. I've built about 5 of these now. And what I've settled on is these washers to hold the actual window in with these screws. So in this long window I have 6 of these washers. So my husband will recess the wood so that I can drop the piece of glass in there, and then I've got 6 of these washers, 1 on each end, and then 2 in the middle here. One other feature I do like about this particular hive is that it has a screened bottom, but it also has this Ipm board, so it's a solid board that slides out, and you'll notice this piece right here keeps the bees from getting in once you've got it slid closed. This is important to me because I have started using diatomaceous earth on that solid bottom board. And what happens with that is that as the bees groom themselves, the mites fall off through the screen and onto the diatomaceous earth. And diatomaceous earth is used to treat chickens for mites. They dust them with it. And so it works very well in a beehive. You don't want your bees rolling in it, because what it does, they're diatoms that actually cut into the exoskeleton of whatever insect is down there, whether it's small hive beetles or mites, and then it desiccates them, so all their juices flow out. And so the diatomaceous earth on the bottom is really good for controlling the small hive beetles, which is one of the other pests of the honeybee. And so that's worked very well for me. I don't use any other chemical treatments within my hive. I will use powdered sugar shakes once a month during the typical bee season, spring through fall, to dust the combs with the bees on them. That makes the bees groom themselves. It's just regular powdered sugar from the grocery store. And as they groom themselves, the mites fall through the screen bottom onto that solid board that has diatomaceous earth. Then I'll come back about an hour or two later and clean off that bottom board so that it doesn't attract ants, because that's one of the other problems you can have with beehives, is the ants like to move in. But again, diatomaceous earth helps control them. If the colony's down on the bottom, you can just sprinkle it right on top of the ant colony and you won't have a problem anymore. Thanks for watching. I hope I can encourage you guys to get a beehive from Beeline Apiary. If you're in the Hampton Roads area, our local bee woodenware guy, Andy Westrich from Hampton Apiaries, carries these. His price is $150 plus Virginia sales tax for the kit. So check it out. Thanks.